Welcome everyone to the regular scheduled meeting of the President and Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, held on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024, beginning promptly at 6:30 p.m. Will everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance.
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Trustee Brady?
Here.
Trustee Brennan?
Present.
Trustee Mahoney?
Present.
Trustee Mueller?
Here.
Trustee Shaw?
Present.
Trustee Sullivan? Here. President Glatz?
Present. Item number 1, can I please have a motion to consider approval of the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Madam Clerk?
Roll call for item 1, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 2, can I please have a motion to consider approval of the minutes of the regular village board meeting held on February 6, 2024?
I'll make that motion. I'll second it.
Thank you, everyone. Madam Clerk, can you call the roll, please?
Roll call for item 2, Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 3. I'd like to ask for a motion, consider a proclamation recognizing police officer Sarah Jaspers for life-saving actions.
So moved.
Second.
Officer Jasper, we'd like to recognize Officer Jaspers for life-saving actions on Thursday, February 1st, 2024. Whereas on February 1st, 2024, Officer Jaspers was assisting paramedics in the response to a call involving an elderly resident who had injured himself due to falling within his home. And whereas, after initially speaking with the paramedics, the victim suddenly went into cardiac arrest during transport care. Whereas Officer Jaspers, along with the paramedics, began CPR on the subject and continued for 18 minutes until arrival at Silver Cross Hospital, where the hospital staff quickly regained the victim's vital signs. Now therefore be it resolved by the President of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, Illinois, that Officer Jaspers' rapid, composed, and expert response aided in saving a life, approved this 20th day of February 2024, signed by myself, Village President Michael Glatz, Village Clerk Nancy O'Connor, and Village Trustees Mr. William Brady, Dennis Mahoney, Ken Shaw, Bill Brennan, Michael Mueller, and Colleen Sullivan. Thank you. They're a little slow moving. Thank goodness they weren't doing CPR. Chief?
Thank you.
Do I say anything, Sarah? Do I say anything, or no? It's up to you.
Do you want to take a picture with your family? Sarah, do you want to take a picture? Sarah, do you want to take a picture with your family or anybody?
Yeah. Think of that. Sorry. Good call, Chief.
Hey there. You guys go first. Yeah. There you go.
chief in there.
Something?
Hey. That's Dad. Yeah.
Guys, Sergeant Wood, Brian, Greg? We'll do one more.
Fixing your car.
Ken, it's fine. Sorry about that. I can't control.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 3, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 4, I'd like to ask for a motion to consider a proclamation recognizing Fire Captain Chris Stubbe, firefighters Trevor Prosek, Nicholas Klein, and Louis Pruger for life-saving actions.
So moved.
Second?
We'd like to recognize everyone for their life-saving actions on Monday, February 12, 2024. Whereas on February 12, 2024 at 5 p.m., Engine 47 crew members Captain Chris Stubbe, firefighter Trevor Prosek, firefighters Nicholas Klein, upon responding to an activated fire alarm at Hanover Place, were informed by a resident that smoke was emitting from the room of a female resident who was not responding to attempts to alert and evacuate her. And whereas Captain Stubbe, firefighter Prosek, and firefighter Klein forced entry into the room, located the victim in thick smoke conditions, and carried her to a door at which firefighter Pruger of Truck 46 then carried her to a responding ambulance where medical care was immediately initiated. And whereas Captain Stubbe and firefighter Klein continued with the primary search to ensure that there were no additional occupants in the unit before extinguishing the fire. Now therefore be it resolved by the President of the Board of Trustees of the Village of Tinley Park, Cook and Will County, Illinois, that Captain Chris Stubbe, firefighter Trevor Prosek, firefighter Nicholas Klein, and firefighter Louis Pruger's rapid, composed, and expert response saved one of our citizens' lives and ensured the safety of the resident of Hanover Place. Approved this 20th day of February 2024, signed by myself, Village President Michael W. Glotz, Village Clerk Nancy O'Connor, and trustees Bill Brady, trustee Dennis Mahoney, trustee Ken Shaw, trustee Bill Brennan, trustee Michael Mueller, and trustee Colleen Sullivan. Hi, Steve. Chris. Thank you. Tim.
Yeah.
Tom, did you guys go in the middle?
Dennis, are you jumping in? All right. Ready?
Thank you very much.
You have the families take a photo with them?
Sure.
Chris. No, I'm good, I'm good. Me, you're done? Chopping on the bit.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 4, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 5. I'd like to ask the board for a motion to consider appointing Jennifer Fodala to the position of Police Clerk Matron. Jennifer joined the Police Records Division in 2023 in a part-time clerical role and has demonstrated a strong understanding of the position's responsibilities and requirements. She has 6 years of experience in an office environment and over 13 years of experience in customer service. She is recommended for promotion to the full-time position in the Records Division. I'd like to ask the board to please consider appointing Jennifer as Police Clerk Matron effective March 5th, 2024. Is there anyone from the board that would like to ask Jennifer any questions? No? Jennifer, is there anything you'd like to say?
First, I would like to thank the board for this opportunity. I'd also like to thank Chief Tilton, Commander Persia, and Vicki Sederick, as well as my coworkers. Since the day I started, their continued support is something I can always count on. I'm grateful to be a part of the Tinley Park Police Department and look forward to what's ahead. Thank you.
Awesome.
Congratulations, Jennifer.
Thank you.
Madam Clerk?
Motion?
Oh, wait.
So moved?
Second.
Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 5, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Next, we have item 6. Can I please have a motion considering appointing Dennis Suglick for the Economic Commercial Commissioner and Amanda Martinez for Marketing Commissioner for fiscal year 2024?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Thanks, Bill. Anyone from the board have any questions? Economic and Commercial Commission, Dennis Suglick, owner of Cousins Bar, and Marketing Commission, Amanda Martinez. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 6, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 7. May I please have a motion to consider approval of the consent agenda items for tonight?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
The consent agenda items have been publicly posted and available for your review on the agenda for this meeting. Is there anyone from the board that would like to remove any of these items? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 7, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 8. Trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-010, supporting the filing of a Cook County Class 8 request for property located at 17620 Devan Drive, Tinley Park, Illinois.
I'll second it.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks. This item was discussed at the February 12, 2012 Economic and Commercial Commissioning meeting, and prior to this meeting at the Committee of the Whole. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Is there any questions from the board? Any comments from the public on item number 8? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 8, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 9, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-011, approving a renewed Cook County Assessment Classification 8 for property at 7233, 7239, and 7241 Devan Drive.
Cues to you, Mike.
Colleen.
Oh, to me? We already made a motion?
Yes.
I'll second. Thank you.
Thank you. Go ahead, Dennis.
Thank you. This item was discussed at the February 12th, 2024 Economic and Commercial Commission and prior to this meeting at the Committee of the Whole. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Is there any questions from the board on item number 9? Would anyone from the public care to comment on item number 9? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 9, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item number 10, trustee Dennis Mahoney.
Thank you. I move we consider adopting ordinance 2024-0-010, granting a special use for a substantial deviation from the Tinley Crossings planned unit development for a certain property at 18410 Crossing Drive.
I'll second it.
Go ahead, Dennis.
Thanks. The Plan Commission held a public hearing on February 1st of 2024 and voted 7-0 to recommend approval of the special use with the recommended conditions, plans, and findings of fact as noted in the staff report. This ordinance is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Dennis. Is there any questions from the board on item number 10? Would anyone from the public care to comment on item number 10? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 10, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
The motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 11, trustee Bill Brady.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I'd like to have the board consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-014, approving the purchase of HCI server hardware, support, licensing, and the accessories from the Heartland Business Systems.
I'll make that motion.
I will second.
Thank
Go
you very
ahead,
much.
Bill.
The village server infrastructure is a critical component which houses multiple applications and village servicers. The current server infrastructure was purchased 8 years ago in 2016 and is reaching the end of its useful life. The purchase with Heartland Business Systems for HCI server is hardware, support, licensing, and accessories for the cost of $197,307, and will provide an updated computer service infrastructure framework. This resolution is available for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brady. Would anyone from the board, they have any questions? Anyone from the public care to comment on item number 11? Madam Clerk, you please call the roll.
Roll call for item 11, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Item 12, trustee Brennan.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I make a motion to consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-015, approving an agreement for a real-time crime center software subscription with Fusus for 36 months.
will second.
Thank you, Trustee Sullivan. This agreement with Fusus will provide their cloud-based RTCC software for 36 months at a cost of $150,000. This agreement was discussed at the committee of the whole meeting held prior to this meeting. This resolution is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Brennan. Anyone from the board have any questions on item number 12? Anyone from the public care to comment on item number 12? Madam Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Roll call for item 12, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 13. Trustee Michael Mueller.
I move we consider adopting Resolution 2024-R-016, approving a contract between the Village of Tinley Park and Performance Pipelining for the sanitary sewer rehabilitation program.
I'll second that.
Go ahead, Mike.
Please consider awarding a contract to Performance Pipelining in the amount of $275,953. This item was discussed at the Committee of the Whole meeting held just prior to this meeting and is eligible for adoption.
Thank you, Mr. Mueller. Anyone from the board have any questions on item number 13? Anyone from the public have questions?
I do.
Yeah.
On
Can
the
you,
sewer system,
can you,
does that affect the whole sewer system in the town? I
No,
mean,
ju-
I don't really understand
Ju-
this,
ju-
because I have a sewer next to my empty lot, next to my house,
sure.
that constantly smells. It smells disgusting,
So have
like
you-
sewerage. Is this gonna help, or?
I don't know where you live. You don't have to.
I live at 174th in Ozark, which I'll explain in a little while when I have the public thing, but I was just confused on this.
Bless you.
Bless you.
If
Is
you,
this gonna help the sewer system?
John, do you know if this
This
area
does.
is by where she lives?
174th and Ozark is near the lift station we have out there, so there's a good chance that's the odors she's getting from there, from the wells that are at that station.
Would
Yeah,
you?
there's an empty lot there, you guys built a sewer system in that empty lot, and it just constantly floods there. It smells like sewer, it backs up, it's just terrible there.
Would you
I've
mind?
emailed, I've called for the last 2 or 3 years now.
Okay. Thank you.
Is this gonna help?
I don't know. Is this where
It's,
the lining is?
we're lining, but nowhere in that area. It's for
Not
other
that area.
areas that needed the lining repairs.
Not
Kristen,
gonna help?
Kristen, would you mind? Could you get her information so John could call her? Thank you.
Okay.
So give Kristen your information, and then we'll have John
Oh, okay.
Urbanski, the
Okay,
Public
thank
Works
you.
Director. He can call you tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Anyone else have any questions for item 13? Let the record reflect there are none. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for item 13, trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brennan?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
That motion carries. Thank you, everyone. Next, we have item number 14. Receive comments from staff. Anyone from the left table have
I
any
just have
comments?
one, Mr. Mayor and Board, thank you again for recognizing our police personnel, our police officer, and our records clerk. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hannah, did you have something to say, Hannah? I know, okay. Chief?
Yeah,
thoughts?
I would also like to thank the board and the mayor for honoring our firefighters. One additional thank you I'd like to give to the rest of the firefighters that were on the scene. We literally had labor-intense medically clearing over 90 residents and actually getting them back in their rooms before we left that facility. So I'd like to give a big thanks to the rest of the firefighters that were out there. And it would go without me saying, this was another example of the automatic fire sprinklers probably saving that life in that unit when it went off. So again, a lot of work with our fire prevention and Dan with the codes, but it does pay off, saving a life. So thank you.
Thank you, Chief. Who else?
Yes,
Diamond Frame?
we are going to host the 24th Annual Irish Parade. It's coming up on Sunday, March 3rd. We have reached capacity with over 80 entries. Brona Tumulty from WGN is scheduled to be our Grand Marshal, and it will be the last day of TIAN's operation. So they'll be closing as of that date, and TIAN's is hosting some festivities as well. That's the first thing. Second thing is, we got some information that Orland Township, they hosted their Super Bowl Challenge, SOUP Challenge. It's a fundraiser for their scholarship and food pantry, and entries competed in one of 4 different categories. And our own trustee, Bill Brady, entered with his now famous beef barley soup recipe and won second place in the government category. So congratulations.
No tomato soup, Eddie?
No, actually, beef barley, now I have to bring her beef barley soup.
It smells like beef barley up here, so.
Did you say Bill or Betty Brady?
No, this was Bill. I did this one all myself.
Okay, Bill.
Thank
You
you.
weren't supposed to mention my name.
Couldn't help myself.
Thanks, Donna. Anyone else? Nope. Move on to item number 15, receive comments from the board. Any comments from the board? Mr. Shaw.
I just wanted to note to Donna down here, you mentioned about teens. I saw the multi-part series, Teens Tales, is that what it was? That was put out there. I haven't gotten through all of them, but it looks pretty good, so.
Yeah, special thank you to Jason Freeman, who worked very hard on that, interviewing Regis, he as well as Angela Denk, who was a longtime Tinley Park resident, wrote a history on it, which is now at the Historical Society, and then did the 5-part video series, so. Nice
Really
little
nice.
way to capture the history of that facility.
Yeah, I think it was well done, and it's a good model for doing things like that in the future, to try and help capture the history of the community in years to come.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. And Jason Freeman is behind that wall right there filming the meeting.
Us.
So everyone say thank you, Jason.
Yeah.
Point at the camera.
Man behind the curtain.
And I just want to add, the festivities for T-Hands will be on North Street, and that will be, North Street will be closed down, and they're going to have a tent.
A tent right out in front of TN's. It's
Are they
be
gonna have
there
music?
Saturday and Sunday. They have plans for bands and food to be served.
Great. That we're not, that the bar, that they're paying for, that we're not.
Absolutely.
Okay.
That is them
Not our
hosting
event. Any, Colleen?
Yeah, I'd like to add, just tag on to what Donna mentioned, and just mention that two of our veteran organizations, the Tinley VFW and the American Legion, are both hosting events following the parade. The Tinley VFW, right on Oak Park Avenue, they're gonna be serving their corned beef sandwiches, and have the Band of Brothers Bagpipers and the Blackbird Irish Dancers. And the American Legion, I didn't have their flyer, but I know that they're serving corned beef because they were saying who has better corned beef at the last veterans meeting. So they're quite entertaining going after each other. But I know that both events will be great events, and it's always nice to support our local veteran organization. So I hope everyone has a great time at the parade, and I hope the weather is great. No snow, no rain.
Looking good so far.
Let's wish for some sun. So hope everyone has a good time. Lots going on around town that day.
Thank you, Colleen.
Thank you.
Anyone else? No, just thank you to all the staff. Looking forward to the Irish Parade. Let's hope we get the 60-degree weather like we have now. Next, we'll move on to item 16, receive comments from the public. But before I open up comments from the public, I just want to add, I know why most of you are here, I'd like to have Dan Ritter speak before public comment. Maybe it'll answer some of your questions, maybe it won't. So where this started, a resident came to me, I ran into them, and they asked me to look into it and explain some of the problems that they're having there. And hence, therefore, that's why we're at where we're at. So I want to thank our code enforcement and Dan and your staff for moving the ball as far as you have down the field with them, helping them to correct the situation. So before we open it up, Dan, can you give an update on where we're at with the landlord and what we're having them do, or
Yeah.
actually mandating them to do?
Yeah, up to this point, it's really just been, and this is Eden Bridge, there's an infestation, primarily bed bugs, but other things going on there. Up to this point, it's kind of been individual complaints and treatment of units. Especially at the beginning of this month, we got a number of complaints from a number of different units. So our code inspectors went out there, found there actually was an infestation problem. They quickly notified the owner it's in violation. They've been working with us to this point to make sure they're actually getting a full fumigation infestation treatment that's going on there. It's taken a little bit of time to set up because one of the issues being that some of where this is coming from are the units that aren't cooperating, and they really kind of need to treat everything to get this under control. So they do have it scheduled.
Dan, can you speak up a little bit or move the mic closer to you?
Sure, and so they do have a treatment scheduled for February 26th that'll last 3 to 4 days. So they're planning on hitting the common areas in as many units as they can that they've noticed issues. So we have the contract for that, and that's supposed to happen. We'll have a follow-up inspection there as well to really make sure it's taken hold, and if not, make sure they schedule follow-up treatment. So it's kind of gotten a little out of control there, and so we're doing the best we can to make sure we're issuing notices, doing follow-up inspections, make sure they're actually scheduling pest control services the right way and doing the right kind of treatments. So hopefully the 26th will be a step in the right direction, but we'll be making sure they follow up on that as well going forward. So,
Thank you, Dan.
yep.
We'll open it up to public comment. Hopefully some of his comments answered some of your questions. And for those that are new, public comment is 6 minutes per person. Yeah.
Yes.
The floor is
Good
yours.
evening, and thank you for hearing us tonight. There's approximately 10 residents from Edenbridge, which you were referring to, I guess, Edenbridge Apartments, which is the senior building located at 18100 and 18102 South 66 Court. Most of us have been here between a year. I've been a resident there for 11 years. We all consider it our home. It's not a place that we just rent out. Well, a lot of us are very attached to that place, and we're here to ask for your help, ask for your advice as to what to do. We're getting very little information, if any, from the landlord. We don't even know who the owner is. They won't supply us with the names of the owner, only the management company. We did get a letter today about that inspection, which is starting on Monday, and it gives us, again, all of what we have to do, not of what they have to do. It seems like everything is on the tenants and not on the management company. But just to give you a little bit of information, as far as I know so far, there's 11 active apartments with infestations of bed bugs. And before this becomes a community-wide problem, we need you to address this building, because as people come and visit, they're taking whatever that's on their clothes, they're going to their homes, and their guests are going to their homes, and it's just going to spiral. That is the main concern, but there are many concerns. We have water coming up out of the drains and the floors in the laundry room, flooding the hallways, flooding the elevator shaft. There's standing water in the elevator shafts. I myself had the mice. There's mice in different apartments and in the hallways. Some of that is coming because of the garbage that's stacked in the hallways on weekends. They don't have proper containers for the trash, and it just mounds up in the hallways. We have pictures of all of that, and I believe pictures have been sent to one of the officers, community officers as well. We have, I know that, I'm probably aware that last year, our pool's been shut down because it's, again, not in compliance with health codes and that. But this is just a sampling. We have roaches in building 00, 18100 coming up out of the sinks, out of the tubs. It's just a mess, and we really need your help and advice on what to do, because we're left with no information and no recourse. Some of us have our apartment leases coming up for renewal this month, next month, the month after, and we're told that we'll be fined $250 if we don't sign right now. Well, I don't want to sign until I know what's going on. And I don't have the $250. Most of us are well in our 70s and 80s in that building, and we can't afford to relocate. We can't even afford any place to live at the $1,100+ we're paying now. We pay a base rent, and now we pay for all services. The new management company that has taken over is charging us for water, sewer, trash. Well, if we're being charged for trash, we don't have the receptacles to put our trash in. It's just ridiculous. We really need your help. Thank you. Okay.
I don't want to say it on the, during the meeting, but could you please give your information to Kristen?
Yeah.
I'm going to have the village attorney, Tiffany, give you a call tomorrow.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll follow up with you and kind of let you know what's been happening so far and how we can help.
Thank you.
Maybe give them the sheet, what they're supposed to do.
Get this up on my phone, excuse me. Good evening, and thank you, President Glatz and members of the board for letting us speak today. My name is Thaddeus Spurnell. I am here on behalf of my mother, Audrey Spurnell, who is also a 7-year resident of the Eden Bridge apartment complex. She is unable to be with us at our time. She is one of the apartments that over the last couple weeks has been discovered to have a severe infestation. And I'm going to give you the reasons behind that. On Friday, February 9th, my daughter and her 2-month-old baby, we went to visit my mom, and we were only there for about an hour, hour and a half total. That evening, my daughter went home, I went home, and about 9 p.m. that night, my daughter called me saying, "Dad, how are your arms? How are your legs? Do you have bites on your arms and legs?" My daughter, from breastfeeding her 2-month-old daughter, had bite marks throughout her entire middle section of her stomach, up through her breast region. And she went to my mom's bathroom and also had bites on her lower extremities, including her buttocks. She had about 25 bites on her. And this was at between 11 a.m. and 12:20. Now, most bed bugs, I've done a little research in it, mainly come out at night. These were aggressive during the day. I had about 15 to 20 bites on myself, my elbows, my knees, backs of my legs, and my ankles. On Saturday, February 10th, my daughter called me back in the morning and supplied me with all the photos of the bite marks on her, which turned into welt marks. She did a little investigation of herself and found out that these were most likely bed bug bites. I immediately thought my mother's apartment might be infested, and I called my own professional exterminator. Nothing to do with the building. I called like 5 different places. I was able to get one gentleman to come out at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We met with the exterminator approximately 2 o'clock on February 10th. The inspector inspected my mother's apartment and, yes, found evidence of a bed bug infestation. The exterminator said it would be in our best interest to notify Eden Bridge management immediately, which is what I did at 2:17 in the afternoon. Spoke to an advisor on the phone who took down all my name and information, and the building management didn't call me back directly until Monday. That Saturday afternoon, back to February 10th, it was also advised to me by the inspector that I had there that we get my mother out of the apartment as soon as possible, that her health is at risk being in the apartment. So my sister went out to Walmart, bought her a brand new set of clothes, gave her a bath in the bathroom, and in turn, we got her out of the building that day with none of her belongings except for the clean clothes she had on her. The inspector told me to spray down her walker, which is what we did, and every part of our bodies as we walked out for the fear of the bed bugs coming with us back to our residence, which my daughter, who lives in Tinley Park, she's an officer in the United States Navy. She had an inspector already go to her house. They have to wait 14 more days to see if an infestation is going to break out at her house. And that I'm doing the same thing. The inspector that came with me to Eden Bridge is going to come back to my house in another week to do a full inspection. We have been paranoid and anxious as can be, as well as having my mother out of the building. My mother has not been back to the building since February 10th, and she will not be returning. She is also one of the residents whose lease is coming up shortly. And we will not be renewing, of course. We're doing what our best interest. What scares me as a son, as a father, one, my 2-month-old granddaughter being bit up. She had 2 bites on her stomach. And then my mother's had bites on her legs. My mom keeps telling me, don't worry about it, don't worry about it, you know, it's fine, it's just redness. We took her to the doctor took her to the doctor a couple months back, and the doctor didn't see any signs. So this isn't something that, something was going on, but we never meet. These bugs were so small, to the naked eye, you could not see them. You could not see them. But when the inspector comes out with a special flashlight, pulls the couch back and pulls the cover up, there they were. And they were out, and what's scarier about that is there was an infestation in the apartment right next to my mother, apartment number 305. And according to the ordinance I read, whenever there's an infestation in an apartment, the apartment to the left and to the right, to up and down, were supposed to be notified. We were never notified of anything. If I was notified that there was an infestation in the building, I would start taking my own precautions right then and there. I mean, it's not something I could take lightly. And again, it's a little bit scary. I know I'm short on time here, so let me get to this next page. Apologize. All right. I'm sorry. I'm not here just speaking on behalf of my mom. My mom is my responsibility, and I'm going to do whatever I can with myself and my sister to make sure she's taken care of properly. What I'm afraid of are the other residents of the building who don't have someone that could help them out, who aren't going to be able to prepare their apartments properly for inspection. Because part of the instructions were pulling all the furniture 2 to 3 feet off the walls, gutting the closets, everything out of drawers, all their clothes out of their drawers, all the clothes out of the closets. How are some of these folks going to do that? There was an apartment right across from my mom's. I forgot the lady's name. Yay tall, walks around with this little oxygen tank. She's not going to be able to move furniture. She's not going to be able to clean out drawers. And I've been told by other residents in the building, this just didn't start. It's got real bad during the summer. And one gentleman by the name of Paul told me this has been going on for 2 to 3 years. Now, my mom never said a word to me about it. It's the first time I came in contact with anything was February 9th. If I would have known about this, I would have never re-signed a lease. Last year we signed it. My mom's been on her own since my dad passed away 8 years ago, and we are doing our best. She wants to live independently, but I want her to live independently in a safe, clean environment. And unfortunately, unfortunately, we're unable to do that. And again, I'm doing what's in the best interest of my mom, and I'm going to do that today as long as I'm on this earth. But what fears for me, and I'm being 100% honest, what fears for me is everybody else that's in that building. Because there are so many, Veronica was up here a minute ago talking, there are so many residents there who cannot speak for themselves. I don't want to give my opinions. I can give my opinions off the record about certain things that are going on.
We understand.
But it's a scary situation.
It was
sir.
just recently brought to my attention, and they're on it swiftly, and they share everyone's information, and Dan can start giving everyone.
I've been in contact with Jason Zorena, and he has all my information. We've had email conversations, and we've spoken on the phone, and so I'm supposed to be contacting him back once I find out what the building was going to be doing next.
Okay.
But he did suggest to me that I come to the meeting and let you guys know, my opinion of what's going on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time to speak. I really appreciate it.
We're sorry for the issues, but we're working on it to get it fixed with them.
Thank you for your time.
Attorney will be on top of that tomorrow.
I appreciate that, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk. I am currently a resident of Edenbridge. I moved in August. In November, I started experiencing cockroaches. I till today have cockroaches. I am breaking my lease and I am moving out. I have been exterminated by my own exterminator twice and by theirs 3 times so far. They were to come in today to exterminate again, and I left for lunch. They came in and they put down glue trap 1, and they did not spray, and I still have cockroaches since November. I did contact Jason Zorena about the situation, and I was told that by him, and I have an email regarding this, that he did contact the manager, that they did everything that he told them to do to take care of it, and there was nothing else he could do.
This will be addressed immediately.
Thank you.
I'm very sorry.
Thank you.
Better hurry up.
I know, right?
First someone beat you.
Hi. I've been living in Tinley Park 26 years now, and I've emailed several times the village, been in to see the city clerk and so on and so forth. We have a problem, like I said, where my lot was, and I do have pictures here that I would like to show all you guys. We live here at, on Ozark Avenue, and I'm sure you guys know these houses have been torn down over the years because they settled and you guys, whatever. We had to have our house lifted, it cost us $20,000. But back then, Larry Alkins, who lived in this house, the village took all his parking because of the way the street went like this. So my husband and I, we put in a pad with Larry and we park our cars there. Well, since then, the neighbors had complained and we're not allowed to use that parking area there no more. But we paid for that pad to be there. Also, this lot here that I've been complaining about, back here you guys built a berm for us because of the woods back there. And the berm has since then settled and all the water is flooding us all out. We want to know if you could build that berm back up because our taxes went up $700. And my husband's got dementia now, so I'm in charge of taking care of the lot myself, which is getting pretty hard to do because I want to keep our lot very nice. So this all here, you can see by the pictures, is a problem. And this sewer system that you guys built out here in the center of this lot, which is right here, is where the smell is coming from. And cars cut through this empty lot, as you can see here. I've emailed you several times over the last 4 years. Cars fly down that street. They need to have crosswalks on 174th Street.
I don't know.
I have a 3-year-old
I
granddaughter.
don't know when your
that lives
email,
on that lot.
but Chief Tilton just took over as chief just recently in the
Oh, I'm
last
sorry.
couple
I
months.
didn't mean to pick on you. I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll, guys.
So just so you
My
know,
first village meeting and I'm on a roll.
it wasn't Chief Tilton.
Oh, okay, whatever. But I emailed, I made several police reports about it, cars cutting through that lot. I don't know, I've asked maybe bushes be put up there, something. I mean, you spend thousands of dollars on Oak Park Avenue for flowers, $240,000 you guys spent for flowers on Oak Park Avenue. What could it cost to put up some bushes up on that lot? We got a baseball field on 175th Street. We've got kids that cross for the train station there. And there's no signs up there that say slow down for pedestrians.
I'll get your information from Kristen. I'll come out and look at it with you myself.
I've heard that before.
Not from me.
Hey, thank you, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've
Okay.
never spoke, so
Well,
I've never.
I'd like you to look at this pad, because in reference to this house that's here, it's not fair to them. They don't have any parking. And they should be at least able to park there, if not us.
The problem is, all those issues that you're talking about were long before any of us were here when,
I understand
the
that,
berm-
so it's why I'm coming here now to address it. I know Rome wasn't built in a day.
So I just
understand that.
need to get my eyes on it, so I know exactly what you're talking about, so I don't
Believe me,
misspeak.
you haven't seen the last of me yet.
And then,
I'm retired now.
Now you know what I gotta go.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you very much for your time, I appreciate
You're
it.
very
Thank you.
welcome.
Coming out. Thank you.
And who's my trustee? Because I've emailed him too.
We all are.
All of us.
Yeah.
You haven't emailed me.
No?
Don't
Give her your number, dude. I hate to
Check,
tell you.
please.
How long have you been mayor?
Since May 1st of '21. You're probably talking about Vandenberg.
Okay,
I've never spoke to you. That was Vandenberg.
okay. Thanks.
It's okay. I will come over and meet with you. And the new Chief Tilton.
Hey, listen, I've worked with the veterans for 55 years, so.
Okay. Anyone else like to comment? Yes, ma'am.
Yes, I live at Edenbridge, and I was sprayed, for the bugs and all that. And that's when I called because I've got pictures. I've got on the whole side of my neck, my stomach, my back, this big. So they did spray, and they were there 3 times. And then I had my daughter come and visit me with my new grandson. And when I got home, she says, Mom, she says, are you bit up anywhere? And I says, yeah. She says, I am too. So my daughter and my new grandson from the Netherlands went back, and they had to treat their house and the grandmother's house. So that's all I'm saying.
Thank you.
You're
Sorry about
welcome.
that.
Sorry. Okay,
Very sorry
thank
about that. Is there any other comments from the public before I close public comment? Going once, going twice, sold. So thank you, everyone. We appreciate it. We will act swiftly. And I just wanted to have the village attorney speak briefly on this.
Yes, hello, everybody. Thank you. While we were sitting here listening to this, I was doing a little bit of research to see what sort of resources there might be out there and some phone numbers that you guys may want to call, and we can make these available too. One resource is the Illinois Department of Public Health. This is arguably, especially since it's not just the bed bug infestation, which the CDC actually doesn't consider a quote-unquote public health concern, which is a bit shocking to me. But it's also the other infestations that you were speaking of, the roaches, the mice, all of that. My suggestion would be to call the Illinois Department of Public Health and file a complaint with them. And
I filed a complaint directly with Cook County, and then Cook County sent that directly to Jason. So that's what the turnaround was. Cook County never even acknowledged my complaint. They filed that, it was like 2 days later, Jason had it,
well,
and he called me.
if I can explain the reason for that, is because Cook County actually regulates unincorporated.
Thank you.
So that's why they sent it over here, is because Cook County, if you were in an unincorporated area, then they would come in and they would do their inspections, and they would be doing pretty much the exact same things that the village is doing, which is, requiring compliance and requiring some sort of remediation of the issue. Cook County does have an interesting ordinance I'm looking at to see if it's applicable in this village as it relates to notification. There's also seemingly potentially a state law out there related to notification regarding bed bugs. So I'm going to be looking at some of these things as it relates to how they are supposed to notify you and what is supposed to be done, the notifications that are supposed to be given to the surrounding property owners, and how it's all supposed to be remedied. But there are 2 phone numbers I wanted to give everybody for the Illinois Department of Public Health. One is an 800 number, and another one is a 217, so direct to Springfield. I do believe that you'll reach the same people using either number, but I'm going to give you both just in case. The first number is 800-252-4343. The second number is 217-782-5830. And, the village does have, some limited authority, but we're going to look and see what the village itself can do to help move this along. Whether this amounts to a nuisance, whether, anything else can be done from the village's position here. But I would also strongly encourage you to contact the Illinois Department of Public Health and possibly even the Department of Aging. I don't know if this is, technically considered a nursing home or an assisted living home. Independent living, okay. Are there any nursing home facilities in the building or in the complex?
But it's
Okay.
seniors only though, right?
Yes. It's supposed to be 55 and older.
Maybe contact the Department of Aging too. The Federal Department of Aging is the owner.
With me, and we have pages of documents saying what their policy is and all about the bed bugs, how they're supposed to notify us. So if you'd want to take a look at that, I'd be happy to show it to you.
Yeah, well, I think we're calling you tomorrow, is that correct? Okay, so why don't we talk tomorrow and we can discuss what those are? And if there's anything I need to have emailed to me or something, I can take a look at those, or you can drop off copies or something. Let's talk tomorrow and see what we can figure out from there. But the village obviously takes this concern seriously, the mayor takes it serious, and so does the board, so we'll be.
Spread like wildfire, right?
Oh, yes.
We know that people are in and out of the building.
I'm a former condo board president, and we had it in our condo, and it was a nightmare trying to get it all remediated, so I can understand the concern.
What the turnaround time is that you've given the management company to get back to you?
We gave them a day to at least get back to us, so we didn't issue citations. They did get back to us and then did give us the contract for the infestation treatments. And we were pushing them to go well beyond what they've done before, which sounds like a few of you have had it, which are individual unit treatments, which obviously this is a lot deeper.
I mean, do they have to give you a report, is what I'm asking, to how many that they found, or what?
Yeah, yes, so they've given us all the reports and examples of the treatments they've done over the last 30 days, and then the contract for this one, they've also given us that in what the report will be, and then we're gonna do a follow-up inspection.
So
But this
Dan-
one's supposed to be a lot deeper than the individual
Hey, Dan,
unit.
can you just go over that with her tomorrow since public comment was closed?
Yep.
And then
Yeah, we'll.
you can explain all that to you, put it in an email and outline it for you, and you could share it with everyone and.
That's great.
And anyone that needs anything, I gave you the 3 people to contact, and then we will stay on top of this and,
You know, like
get
I was
working on
saying,
it.
I mean, this is our home, we don't wanna lose our home, we can't afford it.
no, I get it. Thank you very much, everyone. Sorry about that. Item number 17. Pat, is there anything for executive session? No. No. May I please have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make the motion.
I'll second.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, please call the roll.
Roll call for items to adjourn the meeting. Trustee Brady?
Yes.
Trustee Brenner?
Yes.
Trustee Mahoney?
Yes.
Trustee Mueller?
Yes.
Trustee Shaw?
Yes.
Trustee Sullivan?
Yes.
We are, motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.